The Padres' shaky bullpen holds on as the Padres even their 4-game series with the Braves. Why does that have to be so stressful so soon, Jack?
See what stress does to you? That's what stress will do to you.
Welcome to Padres Talking Padres. We're at 500 again, Jack. We got that going for us.
It's way too early to panic. I know people are panicking. It's frustrating. 8 walks tonight. Come on. You give up 8 walks, especially to a team like Atlanta.
They had the bases loaded twice.
You're usually going to lose the game. I will say this though for Martinez, he did strike out. I think it was Austin Riley that did the check swing that almost. If he would have hit it, it would have been a double, as Mark Grant would always say. I go, how did they miss that?
Yeah.
It is, but then he comes up and walks the next guy with the bases loaded. I would go, oh, Martinez, man, what are you doing?
I mean, a lot to dissect in this game. A lot of things going on, a lot of storylines. I do agree, like first 20 games, you're kind of tweaking things, you're finding things. If you remember last season, the start of the season, how many games should we have won if the bullpen didn't blow it?
The first game of the season against the Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
I believe they choked it.
So again, I'm not stressed either. It's more I just don't want to hear the commentators, and I know technically we're commentators about the Padres, but it's just we're not really. We're just fans.
I'm not gonna lie. I was. Your mom can tell. I go, oh, come on, jeez. Because I think the Braves had someone on every inning,
including the last inning against Hader. He gets, I think it was Riley again. It was on base 5 times in this game, which was incredible. But the Pods hang on, outlast 5-4 when they blew the game yesterday, and they blew the game before that. So really, outside of their first 2 losses, which the offense was just stinky those first 2 games against Rockies, the offense has given enough runs to win every single game, and they were in the lead of every single game.
Well, the last 2 losses, they scored 6 runs in each game.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually enough to win the games. And remember, too, people are about the offense.
Yeah,
we're still without our best offensive weapon.
True.
Fernando Tatis.
And thank goodness Xander Bogaerts has started off really strong. Machado had a really good night. He got his average above 300 tonight. Nelly Cruz with 3 hits, 2 RBIs tonight.
But I didn't realize how slow he was.
He's like 87 years old. What do you expect?
I know, but with a play at second base where it was what's the second base?
Albies?
Yeah, Albies gets it stuck in his glove. I'm like, all right, that's a run. I go, because there was 2 outs. I go, oh, wait a minute. He's not the first base yet.
He did make it, though. He did beat it out.
But he had a great game, great veteran leadership. Again, I'm not panicking because I know offensively they're going to be there. And you got to remember, too, Darvish just pitched 1 game. If, normally he lost, we ended up losing that game that he started.
Yeah.
Normally he goes 7 innings.
Yeah.
Right. And you don't have to have these guys coming in like Chris Mack. I mean, I don't know if he's going to be but Honeywell looked good today.
He did. He set a couple walks, though. I mean, he had 3 walks, 2 walks, 3 walks. He had a few walks.
He had the walks. I mean, I think the problem with the Braves is you're not trying to – it's like Martinez. How many times did he have 2 strikes on the batter and the next pitch was like was Asuno? Who's the guy that hit the home run? Woman beater, white beater. Osuna. Yeah. The 0-2 pitch was right down. I go, geez, could you get it? Seemed like he did that quite a bit, that his 2-strike pitch was always a meatball pitch.
It's better that. Well, no, it's not. I guess we have Snell who gets like 2 strikes and then just nibbles for 4 balls. It's a lot of people are saying, oh, these are 2 heavyweights in the National League. These teams may be seeing each other again in the playoffs. Blah blah blah.
I think it's true.
It is true, but still, I get it. But to me, I'm trying not to put too much stock into things. But the Braves are hot. But we could have won both of these games. We should have won.
Oh, easily. Yeah, easily.
Now, a couple things that are going well. Cruz is doing well. Actually, Carpenter's doing well too. Bogart's doing well. Manny's coming around. Kim Chado or Hassan Kim is doing solid. So is Trent Grisham a little bit.
He had a bad night tonight. Crone zone, and I'd still rather have Crone at second base.
Agreed.
But what a difference between Hosmer and Cronenworth at first base. I mean, that stretch he had with Machado, I don't know how he got back up.
Yeah. And so, things are good. Things are okay, aside from a bullpen full of AAA ball club members. And Juan Soto is a question mark right now, Jack. So spring training, he was fire. He had that mild oblique strain, and he's mentioned that getting the timing right with the new pitch clock things. But thoughts on Soto here? What's going on?
Well, he did have that drive to deep right that would have been at least a double off the wall.
Sure.
But if you watch him when he's batting, he's pulling his left. He's not striding into the ball. He's pulling away from the ball.
Yeah,
and that's why he's not having. In my opinion, I'm not an expert. I know he's always had that stance, but I think if he closed the stance a little more, I think it's too open. Yeah, and maybe the league's caught up to him a little bit.
I don't know.
Again, I'm not Juan Soto. I'm not going to make $500 million contract.
Well, hell, if he's playing like he's not going to get $500 million.
I know he's not. But again, we're winning without Tatis and without Soto being Soto. Now, a lot of people are saying, "Is this the Soto that's been the Soto for the last couple of years?" I don't know, but the kid's got talent. The kid's when he is a kid. He's what, just turned 24.
If that, 23, 24, yeah.
So I'm not panicking there, but because we're scoring runs. Yeah. And we have no.
Baseball's fickle. You go through ebbs and flows and stretches and stuff like that.
Right.
So, but I'm not stressed about Soto. He'll figure it out. Thoughts on Nola? Can't throw anybody out. And honestly, I didn't. Maybe it's just all the balls were in the dirt and they're spiking all over the place. But I felt like, or I feel like Nola's at least everyday starter job is at risk if Campusano can prove his mettle. What's your thoughts there?
Well, he couldn't throw people out last year.
Yeah,
and now the bases are larger.
Yeah,
and you can't throw over as often. I mean, is it? I was thinking the other day. I go, I can't remember the last time I saw a pitch out.
Right. Yeah.
Did they make it illegal? And I didn't hear about it because, again, in all of baseball, I can't remember the last time I saw a pitch out. Used to be common.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and maybe that would help. Okay, throw a pitch out, and you maybe have a better chance of getting the runners. But unless we do something, teams are just going to run crazy on us.
Yeah.
And that's how the Diamondbacks beat us.
Yeah.
They just ran and ran. They were, running around the bases, and we're like going, "Oops."
Yeah. And so that's a concern. I would be that's what I actually have a legit concern about because I don't see what's gonna improve there for Nola.
Problem with Nola, he's not a starter. He's a good guy to have on the team. He can play a couple positions. He can play more than just catcher. He's a good bench guy.
Yeah.
They just don't have that starting catcher. It's not that, is it Campusano? Is he the guy? Yeah. Is he the guy, or do they need to make
Ethan Salas in the wings, but he's 16. You got to
he's 16.
A few more years.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year he'll be ready.
Well, how old was Benito Santiago? Was he 18 when he came up or 19? He was young.
I think he was 19.
Okay.
19, but he looked a lot older than 19.
Yeah, he was
19 going on 25.
Well, he was tall too, wasn't he? A tall guy?
Yeah, he was tall. He was a skinny guy, but he had that low target. He could throw to second base from his knees. I mean, he was just a phenomenal catcher.
Yeah. Well, they show it sometimes when they used to do it at the All-Star game, like catcher drills and stuff like that, like skills contests. And like Benito Santiago, and that was unreal. Just darts.
He was a great catcher. But that's a question mark you have to worry about. And again, it like one of the pitches he stole off Martinez. I mean, Martinez didn't even look over there, and the guy was running before Martinez even was releasing the ball.
There was one I think he beat if I think it was the Acuna steal where his helmet hit Bogart's glove. Like if that could have been clean, that would have beat him.
Well, if Bogarts would have been in front of, I mean, I realize he can't be, he can't. Yeah. But if he's in front, if he catches the ball, then he's out. But for the other times, it was like against the Diamondbacks, it was like, okay, this guy, we're not even close.
Yeah.
we're not even close to getting these guys out. So that's a question mark, and that's a concern. They wanted more. Baseball wanted more. We even stole some bases.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah.
So
do you think Nelson Cruz steals a base this year?
Not unless the catcher falls down and he gets hit by the bat and the umpire jumps up. There's no way. There's no way. I have a bad arm. I could throw Nelson Cruz out. It might bounce 7 times before it gets there, but I could get him out.
Oh my God. I'm glad it didn't get rained out because they're talking about how it's going to rain. Hopefully it stays clear because something interesting with these games in Atlanta, if any of them get rained out or postponed, that pushes back Tatis's ability to return to the team.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so glad the weather held up today. I hope it holds out for tomorrow.
They're expecting rain tomorrow. We're getting rain nonstop tomorrow. So.
Yeah, it was raining nonstop today in Raleigh.
Yeah, exactly. So I am worried. When is Suarez coming back?
No timetable of return, and then Musgrove has struggled in his El Paso start, so they're thinking one more start in El Paso for him, so he's not going to be in the rotation.
I did read something on Twitter sometime in May for Suarez, but that's, you can tell. I mean, that's just killing us because what I would do is I would keep obviously Hader as a closer, and I put Wilson in the 8th inning, and Garcia 7th, 8th. I mean, he had that shit when he comes in 4 straight pitches. I go, oh my God, just throw it over the. He's the version of Snell, but only as a reliever.
Yeah,
you look at his stuff. I've said it before. I don't get it.
Let's talk about Snell a little bit because he only made it 3 innings yesterday.
3 and 2/3 maybe.
3 and 2/3.
90 pitches, something like that.
Yeah, and like what I love Blake Snell. I really do. Love him as a pot, like just great personality, great. He has great stuff. But I don't think we extend him just because he's not a full season reliable pitcher. I'm sure second half of the season is going to be great.
Yeah, and
is that okay? Like, is it okay for him to continually be bad the first half of the season or not be together?
Especially we needed him to be.
Yes.
Because we didn't have Musgrove. Darvish wasn't going to start.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we had with anybody, really, to be honest with you. Our pitching staff was a big question mark.
Sure.
Snell had to come in and be that guy to at least go 6 innings.
Yeah.
And he's been first half Snell. I mean, it's just there's a reason why they haven't extended him.
Yeah.
He's liked by the fans, except when he's pitching. Seriously, because you sit there and get, oh my God, why is he throwing 80 pitches in the first 2 innings? What is going on? It's like you look at every first inning, he's got like 25, 30 pitches. Yeah. It's like, oh my God, he's not, and you're going, okay, now our bullpen has to come in, and that's going to kill us.
Yeah.
So
no, I agree. It's a shame, but I guess it is what it is. And we got still got to work it out for us. There's like 15 games in a row. It doesn't get easier. We got 2 more games against the Braves. Then we got the Mets. And who are we playing after? Is it back to the Braves?
I think it's Braves at home, right?
Yeah. And then we're playing against the Diamondbacks and
who we struggle against.
We do. But if there's no rainouts or anything, Tatis will return against the Diamondbacks on April 20th.
You see that? You see that minor league pitcher called him a cheater?
Oh, whatever.
The Giants minor league pitcher.
Yeah. It's one he probably never played for the Giants, so like that I don't care about it.
No, I think this is his first year he's been a career minor leaguer, and Giants picked him up in the offseason.
Like it's just good for him. I guess he got his 10 minutes of fame, not even 15, but he got 10 minutes of fame there. And but you know what though, Tatis gonna have to deal with it, and I'm sure he's ready for that.
Oh yeah, it's his own fault.
Yeah.
Nobody's fault but his.
But of course, also the pitcher could have not thrown a meatball down the middle of the plate.
Yeah, he crushed it. So too bad for you.
Yeah, it's just like well, whatever. But
do you think going back to Snow? Do you think he snaps out of it?
Sure. July 25th.
God, it's just like I don't get it.
Yeah,
I just don't get it.
It is what it is. I hope he figures it out before July 25th.
And it's a contract year for him.
It is, and he's a Boris guy too, isn't he?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So but hell, I mean, look at Sean Manaea. He really didn't want to put it together until after he left the Padres. So.
Yeah, it was just half-assed.
It really slacked last year, but this year I'm gonna get to it.
I just was like going. You don't even admit that.
Yes,
it's not something you go. It's not something you should be proud of.
If it was true, man, just way to make it feel better. You blew our chances to go to the World Series, but sure, let's talk about how you didn't prepare well enough.
Exactly. Obviously, something was wrong with him, but
yeah. Anyway,
I wouldn't put off the Padres making a trade for a pitcher either.
No, for sure. I think Ohtani.
Ohtani, yeah, that'd be great.
Burns, maybe. Burns has been. Do you think Burns has been like intentionally stinking it up right now? He hasn't. He's kind of got off to a slow start.
Well, you never know what's inside a person's head.
Mm-hmm.
But people get their feelings hurt, and he was pissy in spring training, and he's like,
I would be too if I was him. One of the best pitchers in any league, and you're really gonna nickel and dime over what $750,000.
I get it, but me personally, I would hope I would go, okay, I'm going to put that behind me. I'm going to show you. And then when I'm a free agent, screw you. I'm going to go sign somewhere else. But if the Padres can't pick up another, with Musgrove coming back eventually and Darvish and Snell hopefully putting it around, then you have, does Martinez go back in the pen? They were talking about today on the game. They promised Martinez he'd be a starter.
That he would start a starter, but he's got to earn. He's got to be able to do it.
But we're so much better with him in the pen.
Oh, absolutely, because he's great for he's good for 3 innings.
Yeah, definitely 2 innings. He was great for 2 innings, and then all of a sudden the wheels came off. Then he came back in the 4th inning, was fine.
So and then 3 innings total.
Yeah, so the 5th inning he came back and he couldn't do anything. But if it comes down to say, hey, do you want to win a World Series? Or do you want to be a starter?
Yeah, and I think he moves. But I think they have to at least give him the chance, like half a season probably, to be out there. But we'll see. It's a 6.
We'll see how Waka does and the other guys. But
we'll see.
I don't know. Don't mess with Texas.
We'll see. We got 2 more games here at the Braves. Jack, thoughts on the Apple broadcast? I thought it was more because compared to the games last season, which were not great, this was a little bit better. I felt like a better.
I thought it was a better. There's only 2 people in the booth, right?
Yeah.
Last year they had 3, right?
I'm trying to remember if that was that or that the Peacock Sunday morning game or whatever. But
the Peacock.
The Apple ones were brutal.
I thought the Peacock used local.
They did.
Announcer from one team. They lose like Mark Grant and stuff. But it's always hard when you're a Padre fan when you have 2 great announcers.
Yeah.
Doing the game.
They're considered the best in the game.
And because Don Orsello, I mean, I know people from Boston who are still complaining about it.
Yeah.
And they're both, him and Grant together are just great. So when you get these guys you don't know and they're going, what? But it didn't, because the people last season didn't seem to have any chemistry. The games I watched. They just didn't seem to.
The color commentator, he's in on MLB Network or whatever. He's on their radio show. I can't remember which show. But I know that voice. I know he's on MLB Radio. And he was good. I think they were good together.
Yeah, it was fine, and of course the quality of the picture.
The picture's amazing. Oh, the camera,
like,
the angles, and
I turned to your mom. I said, "Hey," I go, "that looks like we got a brand new TV, doesn't it?"
yeah.
Like when you walk into Costco and they have those
when you
TVs
get
there.
that Costco, that big one when you walk in.
Yeah, I go, it's like you could reach it and I could catch the ball.
No, it looks great, and I like how they do the little probability thing. I like the little probability.
Well, I go, okay. It's not like they come back and say, "Hey, we told you it was 15% chance he was going to get out of it." But it was interesting. I said, "Okay.
It's neat. I like it. I think it's something interesting.
Well, it's something that when they're talking, that might help. Been a reason too that makes because you're reading.
They had that. They had that last year, and it still didn't save it for me.
You know what? I didn't even pay attention to it.
Yeah, I was like, last year because our Apple game last, or at least one of them was the Braves as well. The other one was the game that we found out Tatis got suspended.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah,
it's the Nats.
Yeah. Did you notice that Melvin when we was talking to the sideline reporter, or I don't know if they're sideline in baseball, but he didn't seem to want to talk to her.
Does any manager I don't.
Yeah, I get it because especially because at this point the Padres have given up a lot of walks and
stuff
like that. And he's probably frustrated. But I mean, what question are they going to ask him? Any manager that's going to be like, yeah, sure, this is what we're going to do this inning. This is what we're doing.
Exactly. Here's our game plan.
Yeah.
The ones I loved. Speaking of like sideline report or whatever, the Dutch interviews. We just gotta throw the basket and we'll gotta take care of the ball. We'll be fine.
Yeah. Thanks for interviewing me. Yeah. Yeah, he gives the canned answers. He's just,
so canned.
Yeah, he just goes,
At best, that's what you're gonna get. They're not gonna tell you anything that's actually gonna unveil some secret or
right.
The touches.
Oh my.
Anyway,
this is a San Diego show, so I guess people would know who Dutcher is.
Yeah, it's right. I'm pretty sure. If you don't, yeah.
I thought what the Padres should do is have Dutcher throw out the first pitch and have all the basketball players.
Ooh, that's a great idea.
Behind him. They were talking about parade. I guess they're having some kind of celebration at
they wisely changed it to a thing at
yeah, I said no parade. You don't do a parade for second place. But you can I do believe in honoring the players. They had a great season.
Oh yeah.
But I was thinking, that's what you should do is have Dutcher throw out the first pitch and you have all the basketball players standing behind him, let them have their standing ovation, let them have their moment,
Snapdragon will fill up. I have no doubt.
Yeah. Because that was a big deal what happened.
Oh yeah.
For San Diego State.
That was the first California team to make it to a championship game in 17 years.
I believe so, yeah.
So not just San Diego sports, but just California college basketball, which for a time was the best in the land.
Yeah. Well, UCLA always won. So
that's what I'm saying. It was 11 championships or whatever. So
something like that.
Yeah. I think it's a huge thing, monumental thing for sure. And hopefully
the best is yet to come.
Exactly.
But relax, Padre fans. I think we're going to be all right. The bullpen will straighten up, especially when you get Musgrove and Darvish, and then Snell can go his 5-6 innings. Seriously, when you're bringing relievers in the fourth inning,
not good.
That's not good.
No,
it's not good. And then when you have to have Krismak coming in with a tie game, I'm going, oh, is there anybody else?
Yeah, there's no, there isn't. I think even the announcers say when haters is well, they got to get him here because there's nobody else available. Oh man.
Anyway, but Hill's had a rocky start, and like I said, he started out that way last season.
Yeah.
Then he became. I have no problem with him. I think he'll be fine. Yeah. Garcia will be the Garcia that he'll drive us crazy, but I think he'll get the bullpen will be fine down the line. It's just getting those starters going, and Tatis comes back. We may not lose a game.
You heard it here first, folks.
The probability is 98% of us not losing a game.
98% full of crap. That'll do it for this episode of Padres Talking Padres. Sunday's Easter, so I don't know if we'll necessarily do a show. Then maybe Monday we'll check back in and see how things are going. We still got a lot of games in a row. So stay tuned to this channel, hit subscribe, and that bell icon. Again, kudos to the Padres for evening it up at 500 and evening up this monumental Clash of the Titans
series of the season. Hey, Shoulders is here.
Hey, Ryan. And until next time, hasta luego. And goodbye. Take care, everybody.